Welcome all for today's presentation or today's seminar, which is actually to introduce the Society for Research in Medicine. My name is Abdul Wahid Khan, and I'm a research fellow at the Department of Diabetes, Monash University, Australia. And today I'm going to give you a detailed introduction of the society that we have recently established. So, what's today's seminar contents are? So, in the first few slides, I will let you know what was the inspiration and the foundation and the need behind establishing the Society for Research in Medicine. What is SRMed, or Society for Research in Medicine, and who are we, and what we do, and how we are going to do what we are saying we will do. What are our objectives, the aims, goals that we aim to achieve, the mission of SRMed, and the SRMed community, who are the members of SRMed. So the community or the team will include all the different committees that we have for the society, and who are the other members that are not the advisory or the committee members, but they are still our community, our members. So who are they? And what are the means that we are going to use to achieve our goals? This will be a little bit explanation of the conferences and seminars we plan to organize. We have planned to organize and initiate a SRMed magazine. We will be sending out our e-news, electronic newsletters. We will be using and we will be active on social media platforms. We will perform, or we will organize a panel discussion among our counselors for undergraduates, especially undergraduate students. We will have our YouTube channel, and we already have a website that is in its initial stages, but you still have some information to go through it. So and the last point that I will discuss is about the memberships. What is the inspiration and the foundation and the need that we felt to establish this society was the initial point that stuck to me and our Vice President, Dr. Ijaz Khan, was the COVID-19 misinformation, or the spread of misinformation that actually triggered us to think about establishing a society where researchers can directly have a contact with the general community and explain how the research is being performed inside the laboratories and inside the research facilities. The medical research awareness. I mean, I know even within in our community, or the targeted community of the SRMed is the general educated people. So they, to increase the awareness of how medical research is conducted, it's important to let them know that what important outcomes they see, how these outcomes have been generated. Second is the collaborative research, to actually increase the collaboration among the researchers from the developing countries with the developed countries. So researchers that are in developed countries, to put them in contact with the developing countries. This is the coordination. So coordination between the researchers from different medical areas, so medical research areas. So, for example, the coordination between the researchers who are working on cancer with the researchers working in the field of diabetes, for example. So who are we and what is the SRMed? The first aim is to raise the awareness about medical research in general public by general educated public who can understand the basic English. And to increase coordination among researchers from different research field and areas. So as I explained, the communication and coordination between, for example, researchers who do research on zoonotic diseases that are transferred from animals to human, those diseases, researchers on those diseases, and bring them together to researchers that are working on diabetes or working on cancer. The third important point is to promote coordination and collaboration between medical researchers of Pakistan and developed countries. So that's important. And that's important for the language as well, because we are putting researchers, professional members from Pakistan in connection and collaboration, trying to increase the collaboration with the researchers that are working in developed countries. So even if they are not from Pakistan, if they are not Pakistan origin, and they are working in developed countries, we can communicate, we can increase the collaboration between them. On the other hand, those Pakistani researchers who are actually working in those advanced and developed countries, we can collaborate with increased collaboration and coordination of those researchers who are working in Pakistan. And our future plan is not to limit this to Pakistan only. I mean, this is the start, this is the beginning. But what we think is that we want to be the bridge, non-government, non-profit organization, but bridging the gap between developed researchers who are working in developing countries and the researchers who are working in developed countries to help and to have some better opportunities for those who are working in developing countries. We'll also organize educational programs that will be presented by medical researchers for general public. And these are the basic aims and objectives. It's important to understand that it's a new society which we will be setting up our directions, and we might change depending on the reaction from the community. So the team SRMed, I will just try and explain briefly about the team of the SRMed, the people who are the decision makers, or the people who make decision for the Society of Research and Medicine. And currently it's not limited to these four, but currently we have 4 committees. We have an executive committee, we have an advisory committee or the advisory board, we have a selection committee, and we have counselors. The executive committee has 7 permanent positions that include president, vice president, treasurer, clinical coordinator, secretary, e-newsletter editor, and consultants. So I'm the president of the society, and I'm a research fellow of the National Heart Foundation of Australia at the Department of Diabetes, Monash University, Australia. I did my master's in biomedical sciences from Monash University, Australia, and did my PhD from the University of Melbourne, Australia. I'm the author of 25 publications, including articles in European Heart Journal and Circulation Research, and I've presented my research work in different international congresses and conferences, including European Society of Cardiology Congress, European Society for Atherosclerosis Congress, and Australian Diabetes Congress. I have I have a fellowship from the Heart Foundation. I have had several scholarships from University of Melbourne and from Karolinska Institute, Sweden, where I did my postdoctorate. And Karolinska University is one of the leading medical universities in the world, where the Nobel Prize Committee sits and decides for the Nobel Prize for Physiology. Yes, that's the brief introduction of me. So we have Vice President Muhammad Ijaz Khan. He is the Director Livestock Extension Research and Development Department of Animal Husbandry, Government of Azad and Jammu Kashmir, and he did his master's and MPhil and PhD in reproductive physiology from Quaid-e-Azam University, Islamabad. He's the author of 14 publications in international and national and international journals, and he has presented his work in international conferences in Netherlands and Thailand. Research grants have been awarded by the Pakistan Agriculture Research Council to him, and he's a team member research programs of National Agricultural Research Center, Islamabad. So what we do as a president and vice president, we will set forward the directions of the society. So we are the planners. We put our efforts in to direct the society in which direction we should go. We will lead and supervise the executive committee members to efficiently fulfill their responsibilities. Then we have Bina Shahid. She's a treasurer. She's our treasurer. She's the assistant professor in the Department of Zoology, University of Azad Jammu Kashmir. She has done her MSc and MPhil from Quaid-e-Azam University, Islamabad. She has done PhD from University of AJK, Azad Jammu Kashmir from Muzaffarabad. And she's the author of 15 articles, presented her work in international conference in Thailand. She is the expert in embryology, reproductive physiology, and endocrinology. And she has collaboration with the Animal Husbandry Department, AJK, and NARC, Islamabad, and NIA in Faisalabad. So what are her duties? The treasurer shall receive all money payable to the society and give receipt for it. All money received shall be paid into the banking account of the society only, and the treasurer shall keep all records of the finance auditable by the committee, and if required shall present at general meeting of the professional voting members. So who are the professional voting members? I will explain that later. And the balance of the finance of society, and shall keep proper book of the account of all monies received and dispersed, and generally perform such duties as directed by the general meeting of the professional voting members from time to time. We have our two young executive members here, and first one is the Asad Khan. He's a newsletter editor. He is the academic pharmacist and a PhD candidate in Quaid-e-Azam University, Islamabad. He has been visiting lecturer at the University of Balochistan. He is the author of 7 articles and has authored a book as well. So what are the duties of newsletter editor? He will prepare society's e-news or newsletter sent to all members on behalf of the society, and look after social media related affairs of the society. The newsletter editor will actively be engaged in the social media, including platforms such as YouTube, to promote objectives of the society. The second young man is the Zishan Anjum. He's our consultant, and he's a PhD candidate at University of AJK, Muzaffarabad. His research interests include rheumatoid arthritis, medicinal plants, genetic diseases. He's our technical expert, and he will look after all the technical aspects of the society, including web designing. Our website was designed by him, and take care of the cybersecurity and all IT-related issues. Then we have Misbah Aziz. She's another young member of our executive society. She's a secretary, and she is a PhD candidate at Monash University, Australia, and she has graduated with MPhil from Quaid-e-Azam University, Islamabad. So what are her responsibilities? To keep a true record of minutes of all meetings, including attend to correspondence, issue notices of the meetings, keep records, and carry out such duties as may arise from the executive and general meetings. Then we have our clinical coordinator, Masroor Badsha. He has done his graduated with MBBS from Khyber Medical University, has done his MSc from University of Dundee, UK, and he is a PhD candidate at Monash University, Australia. He's the author of several papers, and his research interests include benign prostate hyperplasia. And what is benign prostate hyperplasia? He will be presenting sometime soon to actually to explain this to general public, general educated public, what is the prostate hyperplasia. What are the responsibilities of the clinical coordinator? He will facilitate and increase the reach to clinicians. And this can assist the society to achieve its objectives. So then we have advisory board members. We have Dr. Rashid Saif. He's the associate professor at Gulab Devi Education Complex, Lahore, Pakistan. He has done his PhD from Pakistan in USA. He did his research probably by HEC funded project in USA. He has completed his postdoctoral studies from the University of Bern, Switzerland. Then we have, and just to point out, that's Dr. Rashid Saif. Then we have Dr. Tariq Zaman. He's a PhD and he's a research scientist, pediatrics and human development, Michigan State University College of Human Medicine, Grand Rapids in USA. And that's our advisory member and Tariq Zaman. Then we have Dr. Shafat Hussain, is this guy, and he has done his preclinical, he's the preclinical unit head and a postdoctoral research fellow currently at University of Gothenburg, Sweden. He did his PhD from University of Karolinska, Stockholm, Sweden. Then we have Dr. Amin Al-Awar. He's a PhD and he is currently a postdoctoral fellow and research, his research activities are cancer, and he is also there at the University of Gothenburg in Sweden. Then we have here Dr. Moin Riaz. He's a PhD, he's PhD and he's a research fellow and lead data scientist genomics from within Monash University, Australia. So currently these are the advisory board members that we have in our society, but that's not it. It's not that we will have only these advisory members. We will have more than as many as possible, and we will be reaching out these guys when we have specific, field-specific advice required. We require field-specific advice from them, so we'll be reaching out to these guys and other throughout the world. There is no condition that from where we take advisory members. So it may not be our member even. So we will go for any person who will and any career level. It's not important that they are early career or mid career, means within 5 or 10 years of post PhD. They can be very senior person. So non-member as well, and from any nationality. We will reach them to get advice from them on specific topic or specific area. Then we have the selection committee, and currently we have for the selection committee we have a rule that it will have 2 members from our committee, like me and Ijaz Khan from the executive committee, and 2 or 3 members from the advisory board member. Currently 2 advisory members have agreed to be on the selection committee, and one is Dr. Rashid Saif and Dr. Tariq Zaman, and we are very thankful to these 2 guys. The selection committee, what what do they do? The selection committee shall consist of the executive members and 3 advisory board members, and the selection committee will approve the nominations of the advisory board members, councillors, and any vacant permanent positions made by the executive committee. So they will help us to, if someone has left or if we are asking someone else to be on board, they will help us for the selection. And the executive committee will make the nomination. So the executive will nominate, and then selection committee will sit down and finalize if they can join us as a member or as a executive member or as a advisory board member. So then we have councillors, and these councillors will be once or twice a year. We will have counseling panel discussion for different countries for the students of undergraduate students of Pakistan. So for me, for example, I'm the counselor for graduate studies in Australia for this society, and Dr. Moin Riaz also for the Australia. We have Rashid Saif for graduate studies in Pakistan. We have Dr. Tariq Zaman for the graduate studies in US. We might have Shafat Hussain for the graduate studies in Sweden. And we have Mohammad Zahir Awan, who will be a counselor for the social media. So we will be using his skills for the YouTube channel especially, and for the other social media platforms. So what are the means that we will use to achieve our objectives or our goals? Number one is the conferences and the seminars, to organize conferences and seminars. And for the seminars, I will explain later in more details. We will have virtual and face-to-face seminars as well. So mainly conferences, we are planning to have once in 2 years a bigger conference for 3-4 days, where we will have 1 or 2 days specific for the non-professional or the general public or general educated people, and we will have a 1 or 2 days for the professional members. And we will hopefully do this in Pakistan, in Islamabad. We have planned to do seminars monthly to general public, as well as to the seminars to the professional members as well. We are planning to organize and start an SRMed magazine. So this is not a scientific journal, but it's not a newspaper. So it will be written by the researchers. So we will ask our professional members basically that if they can write 1 or 2 pages on their choice of topic in simple language and explain this as they are explaining to an undergraduate student in simple language, in simple English. So these articles will be reviewed by, not a review word like in a strict sense, like a peer review, but it will be reviewed by another member of the professional member within the society. So, and then we will have this electronically initially, freely available to all our members. So that's the SRMed magazine plan. And then we will have student counseling panel discussion session at least twice a year, depending on what time suits for students in Pakistan that are planning to do their higher degree, higher research degree. We will be using e-newsletter, a medium that we can achieve our goal, and then we can communicate with the general public and professional members. We'll be publishing this on our website, so you can go to our website and read it, but it will be initially, because we have a limited resources, we will be doing this every 3 months or every 2 to 3 months. But later on, if we have more energy, probably we will increase it to monthly or something like that. We'll be using our social media, so please do follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. LinkedIn is more for professional people, but for Twitter and Facebook, the general public can follow us. We'll be not only uploading the information about the events, but we'll be also uploading some educational material on those sites as well. We'll have soon our YouTube channel. We will be uploading videos of our professional members who will be explaining or who will be presenting their simple research in simple language to the general public. And of course, we will have our website. So, little bit more detail about the virtual seminar. So what to expect from these seminars? What do we expect from these seminars? So, as I said initially, when some friend of us or member asked if we can present this in Urdu, so I said we want you, we want you to get educated about the medical research, the medical terms, and so this will give you much power to actually go through any information in the world to understand what they are talking about. So it's important that we take you from very simple level to educate you to increase your understanding and to make you to make it possible for you to understand more scientific language. So, language-wise, a seminar will be in English, simple English, and we will have 2 seminars in a month. That's the plan. If we could get more of our professional members agreed to it, where these seminars will be presented to the general public. So we will say when we send you email, when we send you advertisement, we will tell you that we have a seminar. This seminar is for general public, means general educated or basic English understanding public. So they will be able to understand what we will present it. So, and then we will have the guidelines for preparation of the seminars for general public. We will give these guidelines to the professional members who will be presenting it so they can understand. They may switch from English to Urdu depending if the presenter is from Pakistan. If they are not, then probably they will be explaining. But coordinator or host, if he's from Pakistan, he or she is from Pakistan, then they will be able to communicate your question to that person and explain it better. We'll have also have seminars for professional members. So when we send you email, we send you advertisement, it will be clearly written that this seminar is for professional members. So if the seminar is for professional members, it doesn't mean that the general members cannot attend. Any seminar can be attended by any of the members, but it will be a bit more in professional language. So it will be more correlated or related to professional members. So what do we, for professional members especially, and for the general public, the seminars will be recorded, mostly will be recorded. So we will ask professional members not to present something that they don't want the general to be displayed as a general information, or not to present something that is not being published yet. So they don't present their unpublished data. So they are worried about the data loss or whatever. So we'll be recording and we'll be using these seminars on our YouTube channel. So that's why the professional members who will be presenting, they need to be careful not to use unpublished data. So about the SRMed magazine, I said already a bit of things that our professional members will write for us. For the general, and this is for the general members of the society, not for the professional member, but and it will be in a simple language. But the professional members who will be writing this presentation, they will be also giving you a glossary where they will be explaining those terms, those scientific terms, those medical terms that they will be using. So by reading SRMed magazine, you will not be disappointed not to understand it. So the dictionary will be within the same magazine, and you will be able to see what's the meaning of that scientific term or medical term is. We will have the student counseling, as I said, that it will be a discussion by colleagues and friends of SRMed. It's not necessary that we have only counseling of those council members that I have presented. There will be other people from other universities or institutes, and they will be from reputed universities around the world for graduate and undergraduate students. The newsletter, I'll have to be a bit speed up this stuff because it's because of the time constraint. So the e-newsletter is our newsletter that is electronic form sent through emails to all members every 2 months, but we'll have this on our website as well. It will update you on our activities. It will update you on international congresses and conferences there are in the world. They're happening. And some of them were free last year, like because of the COVID-19. There were free conferences that you could attend or present your work as well. So for graduate students and for PhD students, they can present their work, or for undergraduate students to have an exposure to how these congresses and conferences work. In addition, it will have key dates for upcoming events. For example, an introduction, it may have an introduction to keynote speaker in our upcoming seminar. So this is a brief plan for the e-newsletter. So watch for the newsletter in your email or on our website. We will have our social media and YouTube channels. So the social media, as I said, we will be using Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. This is the address, kind of address for our Twitter account. So you can follow us on Twitter, and you will know what we are up to and what we are planning to do. This is a bit of introduction to our website. Our website has our constitution, so you can click on the SRMed and you can see what the constitution is. So the constitution will have everything in there. So anything that is not well presented or explained here in today's presentation, it will have the information for that. So it will have information for our objectives, how we plan to achieve these objectives, who are the not who, but the responsibilities of the executive members. How the executive members, what are their duties, how do they work, and how they are responsible, and to have a check and balance on them. And then we have our what is the selection committee, for example. So the constitution will have all the information about the society. Same here in the SRMed, you will have our committee, and then you will have all the details of all the committee members, whether it's executive member, advisory board member, or the council, whatever. Membership I will explain more about the membership later, but it will have membership here, and you can apply and you can join us as a member. You can contact us, you can read our newsletter, and you can read you will be able to read our SRMed magazine, and you will be able to see what is the upcoming events, congresses, events, lectures. So the virtual seminar, as I presented here today, it will be the same pattern. It will be via Zoom. It will be twice a month, as I said, once for general public, once for the professional members, and it will be via Zoom. It will be in silent mode. You are supposed to be mute, but you can ask questions by writing in the chat box. And presentation will be usually for 30 to 40 minutes, followed by 10 to 15 minutes of question and answer. You can ask question through by writing a question in your chat box, and then the host will be present. Today we have host. Asad Khan is hosting this session, but we'll have a host and in our next seminar. So emails will be sent out every time, and that will tell you whether it's the presentation whether it's presented to a general public, professional members. If it's a professional member, it's up to general public if they want to attend the professional members. We will send out at least a week earlier the Zoom link, and you can join us through that link. And that link is specific for the members only. So the conferences is not for the general public. It's for the members only. Then we just a little bit explanation about the memberships. We have different categories. We have individual category and we have corporate. So any organization can become our member. But for the individual membership, we will have two different categories. One is a professional membership. Professional members have two subcategories. One is full member. Uh, Full member, professional member are those members which are actively medical researchers and clinicians. They are the full professional members, and the students who are the MPhil and PhD research students anywhere in the world. But for now, it's most of it for Pakistani students. But the general member, they are, as I said, undergraduate and general educated public, English speaking or basic English understanding, if they have a basic understanding of the English. We will have our voting members. That's up to executive members to select within the professional members a number of voting members. That could be any number. So there's no restriction whether it could be 20, 30, or 40, or 50 people that we will select as a voting member. That we will talk, communicate, and if they agree to become our voting member, then they will be able to vote for general purposes. For example, if you want to make any change in the constitution, we will be having a general meeting of the professional voting members, and then they will have to vote to make any change in the end. Or if we have any other condition then that we think that we should go for voting, then that will happen. Fee structure for now, joining fee is free for 2021. We don't charge anything for the membership fee, but next year we will charge as minimum as possible just to carry on our businesses, to carry on the activities of the SRMed. At the end, I would like to acknowledge everyone who helped me in preparation of this presentation. Not only presentation, helped me to establish this society, the executives, Ijaz Khan, Dr. Binish, Masroor, Badsha, Asad Khan, Zishan, Misbah, all of them have been working almost for 7-8 months now, and we have finally reached to a point where we could have presented this seminar to the public. And we are also thankful to the advisory board members, and thank you guys for your attention.